Loving friends, how's it going? I have a new background. I'm at my parents' place, so forgive me for the rubbish lighting. These are first world problems. You'll notice I have somebody with me. This is the beautiful Steph from Not Your Basic Steph. Shush. Laptop. It is bringing in mails that I don't need. Steph has her own YouTube channel, and she came up with this fantastic idea for the video today, which is all about indie brands that we want to try in 2021. And we had a little chat about some of the indie brands that we had kind of tried and that we had fallen in love with in 2020. And we had both kind of said Lotus Cosmetics. And I know I'm very biased in saying that, because one of my lovely Patreons is actually Lois from Lotus Cosmetics. So I'm watching you, Lois. I love you, even though despite you're a Patreon, even though, look, I love you irrespective of that. But we had both landed on the fact that Lotus Cosmetics was a real favorite out of 2020. So Steph had the fantastic idea of kind of going, well, are there any other indie brands that we may have our eye on that we may want to try out in 2021? So this is what the video is all about today. Do check out Steph's channel. I have been binging it over the last couple of days, like proper, just sitting down, and just do make sure if you like, comment and subscribe to her videos, because these are all really good for the algorithm. She has a mishmash of lots of different videos. She has some really nice chatty get ready with me's. She kind of goes through like indie brands, but also some more mainstream brands. So you'll find something there that you're interested in, and the girl is talented.
Thank you.
So I highly recommend, check it out. This is what this channel is all about. It's bringing together like a little makeup community. This is what it's all about. But we're going to start off, because obviously this is Steph's idea, with Steph's fab suggestions of indie brands that she thinks are worth looking at.
Oh, I've got 6.
Oh, 6. Oh, even better. I love it. Yeah, go for 6. I was trying to be good, and I like the number 5, so I was like, I'll go with 5.
Well, I narrowed it down a bit so that it didn't go on forever.
I know, you could just potentially go on with these forever, but yeah, like go for it. I want to hear what you have to say.
The first one that I'm really intrigued to try is V Cosmetics. They actually have a foundation and concealer as well, which I'm really interested in. The Moisture Liquid Lipsticks and the Book of Shadows.
Yeah, I have the Book of Shadows.
Wow.
And I have the Green Witch palette as well. And I think I got one of their liquid lipsticks. I think I did. It's really bad when you have such a makeup collection that you're like, yeah, I have that, or maybe not. I quite liked it. I thought the formula was really good. I think my minor gripe is that they needed to edit a little bit more on like some of their palettes. Like there were some colors that just ended up being the same on the eyelid, but I think they're really pretty good. Like their palettes are, I think it's about £28. So that's pretty good. And I know there's definitely codes. It's like vegan or something, vegan 30.
Vegan and cruelty free.
Yeah.
Just like my channel.
Exactly. And look, there's a code that you can have. It's like vegan something. I'll look, if I can find it, I'll put it down below in the description box, and you can get like, I think it's like 15% or 10% off or something. I feel happy recommending those. I hadn't even realized they'd done foundations and concealers.
I spotted that.
Darn you.
They look good.
Oh, and the thing is, like, I recently even did a thing on my channel where I went through all my foundations and concealers, and I'm like, you have enough. You have enough, but I know I'll just end up side-eyeing something and being like,
you've got to have an indie foundation concealer. That's what I've been on the hunt for.
Yeah, because
I found an indie powder. I've got the Nabla, and it's amazing.
I do like Nabla. Nabla are good. Yeah, I think VE Cosmetics is definitely one worth trying out, and I'm excited to see what else they come out with in 2021. Having tried 2 of their palettes, I'm happy to try more of them. So stuff for Teresa and Steph. Yeah. What are your other kind of thoughts?
Lethal Cosmetics.
Oh, Lethal Cosmetics. I tried them when they first came out. I'm sound very hipster. I tried them before they were cool. But I had, oh god, it would have been about two years ago or 2.5 years ago when they first came out, and it was all like the self-built palettes. Beautiful. I have two of
That's
their
what I'm
self-built
interested
palettes.
in.
Oh my God, sometimes I just go onto their site because I'm weird and I start building palettes for myself and I'm like purple, green and blue, do, 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 do. The
Same.
quality is amazing. It's a German brand and they are just fabulous. I think what they did recently that I was really, really interested in was the fact that they have a build your own face palette. I thought that was so smart because it's nice to have an all-in-one face palette, but I think most of us end up with a face palette that we at best can use maybe 3/4 of it. That's best case scenario.
Yes.
And inevitably then we're ending up with wasted product and that's not ideal. So I really thought that was such a smart idea that they had something that you could pick and choose and mix it. And they had a few like pre-built ones, but I thought that was just so smart. Their liquid lips are one of the most comfortable liquid lips I've ever tried.
Really? More comfortable than lime chrome?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm more interested now.
Yeah, I would highly recommend them. I have zero issue putting them forward. I also have one of their highlights as well. It's like a lilac sort of one. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm loving it. You're coming up with some good ones that I'm like, yes, I feel really happy recommending these.
The gel liners look good too, though, from them.
Yeah, I didn't end up getting them because I had gotten like quite a few from Suva. And then I was like, no, you can't justify getting these when you have just bought Suva ones. Sometimes I'm semi-rational.
I'm not.
Yeah. I mean,
no.
I will probably end up getting them at some point because every so often, like I see it come up on my Instagram and I'm like, oh, they need a good home.
And they're meant to be really good in the waterline as well.
Yeah. Look, I happily recommend them. I think they're just a really good brand. They're a little bit pricey, but I mean, most indie brands are a little bit pricier, but I think they are worth it in my opinion. And the fact that you can build your own palettes, the palettes that you actually get are really nice and slim. They're about this thick, and they're not hugely wide either. So they're really easy to store. Which, if you have a massive makeup collection, that's what you want. Let's face it, we've all seen the likes of P. Louise and she takes up about 7 palettes worth of space. And you're like, ah. But yeah, I can happily recommend Lethal Cosmetics.
Pastel Roses.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Pastel
Roses. I am absolutely in awe. They're duochromes and they're pressed shades, and they've just brought out so many new ones. So
they're Christmas shadows. They looked so beautiful. Now I've tried a lot of their like pigments, like the duochromes. Oh my God, they make me want to weep. I did a whole Romy will vouch for me. Romy runs Titmouse, and I did a huge order on Titmouse. If you do want to try something from Pastel Roses, check out Romy's site because you can get 10% off using the code Kylie10. So, and they just today, because I'm obsessed with these sort of things, I just saw today that they have come out with a special cute little Pastel Roses magnetic palette.
Yes, I've seen them. I want them in every colour.
I'm the same, because like I had kind of put off buying any of the singles because I was like, oh, I'd have to go and buy a separate palette, and I couldn't buy a palette on that because that's how stupid my brain is, that I'm like, oh, well, if I can't buy it on the one site, I don't want to be going here and here and here and here. They are stunning. They're so pretty.
They look so good.
Yeah. I'm thinking of like just doing a video at some point of just kind of going, look at these. Look at all of these beautiful things. Yeah, I'd highly recommend it because if you go onto Titmouse as well, you can also get the adhesive as well for using all of those. So I would, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Again, happily recommend.
Yeah. I'm choosing the good ones here.
Yeah.
Next one I've got is Water Drag UK.
Yeah, I've been looking.
That looks amazing.
Yeah, I haven't tried anything from that yet, but it's one of those ones that I keep doing a double takeover because again, it's those fun, bold primary colors. Obviously, we both love neutrals so much.
Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah. I mean, look at my garish Christmas tree.
Gotta be done.
Yeah, I mean, so I think it was, and it's not an expensive, like their palettes aren't expensive either. I always end up going and looking at palettes because that's the magpie thing about me. Like that's definitely, of all of my makeup, that's the collection that is the biggest and the most unwieldy. So I always end up judging a brand by like the eyeshadow it has. Is that a problematic stance to take? Possibly.
No, I think that's quite a normal stance to take. My normal.
Yeah.
They've got the bright coloured lashes.
See, I love that, and I wish I could have those, but I have glasses, and I have to be so picky about the lashes that I have, because if they're too long, it ends up like that scene in Titanic where the hand is just like going down against the window. And like, while that's sexy for like Titanic, I don't really want like mascara marks all over my glasses.
No.
So I have to like try and find something that looks fairly voluminous but also isn't too long, which is fun.
So I'm just blind most of the time. I put them on when I need to.
I'm at that point in my life where I'm like, oh no, an eye look looks wrong unless there's false lashes on it. It finishes it off. But theirs is so cool and funky and like avant-garde and almost editorial that I feel like you could just do even a really basic eye look, pop on some of those lashes, and it would transform it.
Yes.
So yeah,
stunning.
I have my eye on those. Like,
I think it's called, what's it called? The Stay Home, Stay Proud lashes bundle. Really good. And they're on offer at the moment. The next one has 50/50 makeup.
Yeah, I have had.
Have you tried them?
No, I've had my eye on them for a while because they have some really nice little 9-pan palettes, and I'm like, and they're
the seasonal bundle, isn't it? You can get all 4 in a bundle as well.
And they're not expensive. They're not. And they are a European brand. Is it UK brand? I feel like they're UK.
They're Netherlands.
I knew they were European. I was like, close enough. Netherlands, close enough to the UK. All right, I'm a psychologist, not a geographist.
Same here. Well,
no,
training. The final one I have is Shroud Cosmetic.
Have you been looking at the It's Freaking Bats palette?
Oh, yes.
I have ordered that.
And the Creepy Cute.
Yeah, I have ordered the It's Freaking Bats palette. It is on its way at some point to me.
Oh, I'm waiting for them to reopen ordering.
Bless her, because she's essentially a one-woman operation from what I understand, and her press, like her palette press or pigment press,
it's just arrived.
Yeah, and it just arrived, so she was kind of behind on things. So I got an email the other day saying your order will be out in the next couple of days, and I'm like,
oh, I'm so jealous.
I'm very excited. I ordered it. I had my friend Lucy staying over with me on, I think it was the day that it released, and I ended up ignoring her, going on the site and being like, I must buy. She's like, I understand. But that is something I am actually legitimately going to get to try out in 2021.
You're so lucky. Fingers crossed, I will too.
Yeah, I mean, look, if nothing else, when the travel ban is lifted, come to mine.
If it's ever lifted.
No, it will. We're going to be positive. Everything is going to be fine.
It is. Yeah, I'm so there.
Yeah. I keep offering people to come to my house and play with makeup. It's getting like weird at this point. I'm like, come play with makeup. You like makeup too. So those are Steph's brands that she wants to try. I have picked out a few that I want to try as well. One of the ones I thought of was Kaima Cosmetics, and they do some gorgeous like little pigment bundles. And I think it's interesting because I'm wondering how relevant pigments are going to be come 2021. I think pigments were the big thing in 2020. Yeah. But I look at those and think I wouldn't mind having you at some point. And I saw Becca, who goes under the name of Glitter Ghuleh, Ghuleh, may have misspelled that, on YouTube. She had a video where she used those recently, and I was like, darn you.
They do look good.
They do. So that's definitely on my list of things that I kind of want to try at some point. The next one that I really want to try is Clarity Cosmetics.
They do look good. They're USA though, aren't they?
Look, this is the thing that pees me off, is there's so many brands in the US that I want to try,
Yes.
but then it comes down to things like customs and, customs roulette. Let's be real, we don't know what's going to happen. So Clarity Cosmetics, I know the person who owns Clarity Cosmetics is apparently really, really good friends with the person who owns Give Me Glow Cosmetics, because they've done loads of collabs and everything with each other. And I love Give Me Glow Cosmetics.
I haven't tried them either.
Oh my God, so good. So good. There's several palettes of theirs that I just think are and I have my eye on a few others that I'm like, I want to put you into my life. And there's a few ones from Clarity Cosmetics that I've been looking at that I'm like, I think this is interesting. And the fact that, again, they've collabed with Give Me Glow, who I really do rate and think they're a really, really good brand, that gives me a lot of confidence and kind of saying, well, they may be worth looking at in the future. So for me, I'm like, I see you, Clarity. The next one that I wanted, and that I do want to try at some point, is Menagerie Cosmetics. Now, I know a lot of people have tried Menagerie Cosmetics and they're probably like, oh, Teresa, you're so late to the game. Stop it. Stop bullying me. That's really not nice. We don't need that negativity. Again, part of why I haven't tried that is it's an American brand. Yeah. And while I have seen, like, for instance, the Violet Ink palette, it's a £6.
That's the one I've got my eye on.
Oh, I think that's gorgeous, right? If there was another 2 or 3 palettes of theirs that I really wanted in the same way that I want that, I'd have already bitten the bullet and bought it. But I like the look of some of their stuff. And again, I think the prices aren't that bad for an indie brand. Like the Violet Ink palette, again, it's a £6 palette, it's $19.99, which, again, for an indie brand, not that bad. Not that bad. And I just think that it's such a pretty looking palette. And I know I shouldn't, but it's the packaging. The packaging is gorgeous. I think they've really thought about those things, but also the color combinations are really quite clever. So that's definitely something I want to have a little sneaky look at some point. Hopefully in 2020.
That whale song palette, that looks beautiful.
That is on my list as well. But every time I go to try and get it, along with, say, the Violet Ink, one or both of them are out of stock. And I'm like, why? Why do you hate me, universe? This is very upsetting. If they come out with a green palette, then I'm gone. That's it.
Oh, me too.
The next one is NotYourBasicSteph Cosmetics.
I've never heard of them.
This has come onto my radar in the last while, and in particular, the Antiquity palette. It's this fabulous, grungy, murky. It reminds me a little bit of ABH Subculture.
Oh, I've got that and I love it.
Just kind of ramped up a little bit more to make it a little bit more like almost 90s themed. So I like the look of that. So that is definitely on my radar. I also think the way that they have been sneak peeking their stuff is really interesting, because instead of, I've been talking about this on releases and rants for ages and how much I hate them doing black and white photos or whatever, because I'm like, that's stupid. The way they have been sneak peeking it is showing one of the colors on the eye, like just a full wash of yellow. So it gives you an idea as to how it looks. And I'm like, that is a smart way to sneak peek your products. So I've really been enjoying that. So definitely that's one. The next one that I really want to try is Odin's Eye Cosmetics. It is a Swedish brand. And one of my Patreons actually got it there just before Christmas. I think she got it in the Black Friday sale. Darn you. I
have the mini forest palette heading my way.
Beautiful. Will you please tell me what you think of that? Because I'll
be telling everybody.
They look so pretty. I've just been looking at it. And I think the problem is I go on there and I have that mentality of, if I'm going to buy something, I can't just buy one thing. Because I'm like, shipping, make it worth my while. So I'll buy 2 or 3 things. But the problem is there's quite a bit I want to try from them. So even just dialing it back to that, I'm like, don't make me choose between my babies. It's very upsetting, but definitely there's quite a few things. There's one palette in particular, and all the names are in Swedish, so I'm not even going to try to pronounce them.
The Elva 2.
Yeah, because I'm like, I will bastardize the language, and I really don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, just because I'm like, I'm very Irish. We don't have those sounds in our language. But it's a beautiful pastelish sort of a palette, but it's like a pastel palette with a difference.
Yes.
It
does look stunning.
It just looks that bit more unique, because obviously pastel palettes have been doing the rounds for the last couple of months. But this one, I don't know, there's something about it. I just keep coming back to it and kind of going, I kind of want you. I want you in my life. Yeah, so that's definitely one I want to try in 2021. And the very last one is Rebel Rouge Labs. They have, yes, I have been looking at their stuff over the last while, and there's definitely been some things that have caught my eye. There was some like liquid lipsticks that they were coming out with recently, and there were some really interesting colors. And I was like, but they also had like a 90s inspired palette there during the summer. And I was looking at that, and I kind of just loved that I was looking at the colors and I was seeing how it was related to the 90s, but it was still very cohesive. Because Urban Decay have recently done their little 6-pan palettes of the 90s, and you could kind of see, but you were also like, what would I do with this? How would I make this a thing? And I think Rebel Rouge, did it before them, but also did it better than them. So Rebel Rouge Labs, I'm looking at them, and they're, or is it Rebel Rogue or Rebel Rouge?
I think it's Rouge.
Yeah. Look, it's my little brain I'm like, where is the U? Is it before or after the G? Look,
that's me with my painkiller brain at the moment.
Look, it'll be down in the description box, and you can read it for yourself, people. If any of you guys have tried out any of the brands that we have discussed this evening, tonight, this morning, who knows? Time is irrelevant. This is going up on a Tuesday. But if any of you guys have tried this, could you please let us know? Particularly, the stuff that Steph has talked about. Go check out her channel, subscribe, comment beneath if you've tried some of these things, and say, hey Steph, I really think you're really going to enjoy 50/50 makeup, or I really think you're going to enjoy VE Cosmetics. Go check her out, go follow her, but not in a creepy Joe from you kind of way, just in a nice way, in an appreciative way.
Join the family.
Yeah, do, again, but not in a creepy way.
No.
Not in a creepy way. Don't try to single white female yourself in there. Like that's not healthy. As psychologists, we're like, no, you must have your own self-identity. But that's it. That is the end of the video. Do please like, comment, and subscribe to both myself and to Steph. Do please share, because sharing is caring. Unless, of course, it's an STD, in which case, wrap it up. Don't be gross. We share in the holiday times, but we share food so that our waistlines don't expand. Just not the genital herpes. But that's it. And we will see you guys in another one at some point. Bye.